26,000 light years away, at the very center of the galaxy, something is waking up. It's been mostly quiet for decades, dormant, almost peaceful. But in the last few years, it started flickering, flaring, brightening by the factors of 75 in a matter of minutes. And the most unsettling part, nobody saw it coming and nobody fully understands why. By the end of this video, you are going to understand what Sagittarius A star actually is, what it's been doing that it shouldn't, and why one specific implication buried in the data is something most space channels won't sit with long enough to explain. But I will. This is the Universe Factory, giving you an averted vision for the cosmos. So let's look at this sideways. Most people know that there is a black hole at the center of the Milky Way. It's called Sagittarius A star, and it's been there for the billions of years. The common picture is simple: a sleeping giant, massive, ancient, but quiet. Not actively feeding, not dangerous, just there. And for a long time the picture held up. Compared to the supermassive black holes in the other galaxies, some of which outshine entire star clusters, Sagittarius A star was remarkably well behaved. Astronomers even had a name for black holes like this: quiescent, which basically means calm, inactive, don't worry about it. But that word is starting to feel like a bad joke. That already broke something in your head a little. You're in the right place. Subscribe so you don't miss where this goes. In 2019, the Keck Observatory in Hawaii got something extraordinary. Sagittarius A star had become the brightest ever recorded, not over days or weeks, but in a single night. And under 2 hours, it flared to 75 times its normal brightness. Let the scale land for a second. 75 times in minutes. But then it dimmed back down like nothing happened. Astronomers were baffled, not just by the event itself, but by how casually the universe seemed to have moved on from it. Follow-up observations caught more flares, smaller ones but more frequent. Something had changed in the behavior of Sagittarius A star, and the leading theory involves two objects that passed dangerously close to it in recent years. One of the objects was a gas cloud called G2, the other was a star called S2, one of a cluster of stars in extremely tight, fast orbits around the black hole. Now, when S2 made its closest approach in 2018, it reached speeds of nearly 3% of the speed of light. 3%, that's 9,000 kilometers per second. And as it screamed past, it may have stirred up the accretion disk, a swirling ring of gas and dust around the black hole, just enough to trigger the feeding frenzy. Something got close, something got consumed, and the black hole responded. Now this is where it gets strange. Sagittarius A star is classified as what we call a low luminosity AGN, an active galactic nucleus that's operating at a fraction of its theoretical capacity. It's barely eating compared to what it could be doing. But even at a fraction of its power, the energy output during these flares is staggering. We are talking X-ray and infrared emissions that, if sustained, would sterilize anything within certain radius. Now we are 26,000 light years away. That's the comforting fact most people lean on. But here is the thing about light years and safety margins when it comes to the black hole that's 4 million times the mass of our sun. Distance is only reassuring until the physics changes, and there is an evidence, actual peer-reviewed evidence, that the physics already changed once. Around 3.5 million years ago, Sagittarius A star wasn't quiescent at all. It was actively firing, producing what scientists call a Seyfert flare, a massive cone-shaped beam of ionizing radiation that blasted out perpendicular to the galactic plane. The evidence is still there. It's called the Fermi Bubbles. Two enormous structures, each around 25,000 light years tall, sitting above and below the galactic center like an hourglass. We discovered them in 2010, and they are the fossil record of the last time Sagittarius A star truly woke up. But here is the line that should stay with you. 3.5 million years ago, Sagittarius A star fired a beam of radiation powerful enough to leave 25,000 light years scar on the galaxy. 3.5 million years ago, our ancestors were alive, walking, looking up at the same sky. They had no instruments, no mathematics, no way to know that the center of their galaxy had just detonated. And yet, here we are. Which means either the distance protected us completely, or the beam missed, or something about the geometry of the event kept Earth in the blind spot. We don't know which. We genuinely do not know. But what we do know is that Sagittarius A star did it once, and it's flickering again. Not at that scale, not yet. But the 2019 flare showed up that its behavior is changing. The sleeping giant isn't fully asleep anymore. There is something deeply strange about being a species that can detect all of this. We built telescopes sensitive enough to see 2-hour brightening event 26,000 light years away. We found fossilized radiation structures the size of a small galaxy. We even tracked a star moving at 3% of the speed of light around an invisible object. And what did all of that tell us? It tells us that we live in a galaxy with a restless heart. That the center of the everything we call home has moods, hungers, history. There is an old technique in astronomy, averted vision. You cannot see a faint star by looking directly at it. The center of your eye is blind to the dimmest light, so you have to look slightly to the side and suddenly it appears. That's what this is. The universe doesn't reveal its most important truths head on. You have to look sideways. You have to be willing to see the thing you weren't supposed to notice. And when you do, you realize the galaxy isn't the backdrop, it's alive. Sagittarius A star will flare again. The physics guarantees it. The only question is scale. Maybe it will be another 2-hour brightening that instruments catch and humans never feel. Or maybe one day it will be something that night sky shows us directly. Either way, you're no longer looking at the center of the Milky Way the same way you were 7 minutes ago. That's the point. And that's your averted vision for today. Thank you for watching the video. The universe doesn't reveal itself to people who look directly at it. And now you know why. If this changed how you see the things, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to never miss any updates. New videos every week and we go deeper every time. Find me on Instagram as well. I'll be back with yet another super interesting video for you soon. Until the next time, and as always, keep looking up.